I'm 18m. Starting to feel emotionally detached with non-binary partner, 18. Hi. I posted a little while ago about my partner and I started dating them as a girl and now they're non-binary. While they are fine with all pronouns, so they say, it feels like they really aren't. They've been trying to passive-aggressively force masculine pronouns on me all the time even though I've said on a few occasions I would, but I'm not comfortable with it. Yesterday, they asked if I can sometimes call them my boyfriend and I was too uncomfortable to say yes, so I told them no and they had a full-on mental breakdown. And #X200B. Not only that, but I'm also starting to feel emotionally detached from them. I was talking to my sister about them today and she said that it sounds like I'm really emotionally detached from them and that it doesn't seem like I'm happy anymore. I also don't feel like I can go to them at all anymore because they take everything too personally and think everything is their fault. For example, I've had really bad insomnia recently and I've hated the way my body looks for a while. And they said that it sounds like I'm blaming them because we talk on the phone until we each fall asleep and that they also have bad body dysmorphia and hate the way they look. Really making me feel like I can't tell them anything at all really. And #X200B. Lastly, I also don't think they genuinely know how to take care of me or make me feel better. Over my year of dating them I've learned everything on how to make them feel better, and I mean everything. They love to cuddle and watch Phineas and Ferb while getting cuddles and kisses on the neck and they love shrimp to calm them down and to play D&D or Magic the Gathering to distract them from whatever problem they're having. Whether it's with their shitty parents or them having terrible social skills leaving them with no friends. But recently with how badly my mental health is going, I'm realizing they don't really know how to help me. They only get sad with me which makes me more sad and then neither of us are benefiting in any way. And it gets to the point where I just accept that I have to pull us out and then I make us each happy somehow and get us out of it. And #X200B. I don't know what to do anymore. Advice? Sounds like your relationship is very one-sided because your partner has going on too much in their life. They can't give anything because they just need someone to care for them. As long as you can provide love and support everything is okay. But as soon as you need someone they are not there for you. Could be a temporary thing, could also be that is just the way they are. Ask yourself if this really is the way you want to lead a relationship. Can you really live with a partner who only takes but barely gives? Your partner sounds like a self-centered child. They're manipulating you to keep the focus on themselves. They sound like a burden on you. They sound like they have a difficult time processing their emotions, as well as understanding that life isn't about them. Do what's best for you, not what's best for them. They'll be okay and figure life out eventually, without using you as a crutch. I would recommend telling them all of this and see if they can see past themselves for a minute and realize that they need to be better to you. If they make it about them I would move on. It sounds like your relationship has ran its course. Your partner being non-binary and you being, I assume, straight is one issue, the lack of support you feel is another. Both are valid reasons to end a relationship. Really, the only reason you need is that you are unhappy with the situation. I want to stress that it's not transphobic or anything like that if you want to end a relationship because your partner is no longer the same gender as when you started dating. I was in your partner's situation when I was 18. I needed to pursue transitioning and my partner at the time was straight. And yeah, breaking up hurt like hell, but it was necessary and good for both of us. Good luck. Leave them. You aren't a replacement for a trained therapist meant to help with such issues. It would be best to break up and focus on your own mental health. You want to date a woman, so go date a woman. Don't date this child seeking attention and playing stupid mind games. I, 22m, can't last long enough to help my girlfriend, 23f, orgasm. I've been lurking on this sub for a few months now with my main account, using throwaway for reasons. And I have seen a considerable number of posts where the girlfriend is upset that the boyfriend only uses her for his own pleasure, without thinking that the girlfriend needs to achieve an orgasm as well. The pattern I've noticed for these posts is that the majority of comments say to break up with the boyfriend if they're unable, too selfish to help the girlfriend finish. Now, my girlfriend and I have been together for a little over a year and I haven't been able to make her orgasm once. I do everything I can with my tongue, fingers, but she told me that she can only orgasm from PIV penetration. The issue with this is that I am so attracted to my girlfriend and our foreplay is so good that when we finally get to penetration time I have to come within a couple minutes. By the time I can tell she's getting close I inevitably can't hold it in anymore and have to pull out. I've tried continuing with my fingers or mouth but she can never reach that point again after I pull out. When we've talked about it, she said that it's completely okay that she can't orgasm, and that it has only happened once or twice before anyways. I feel bad since I know she gets close, yet I can never help her get to that point. Are we sexually incompatible if she can't orgasm with me? We've talked about using toys, but she doesn't really like that idea, so I am kind of stuck. I've tried whatever I can to last long enough for her, but it never works and it feels too good. It doesn't help that I am extremely attracted to her and get aroused just by thinking about her. What should I do? Edit. Holy crap, I did not expect to get this kind of response. Thank you all for the comments, and I will definitely use some of this great advice. Exclamation mark. I would suggest switching positions if you haven't already. Also, pacing yourself. If I didn't pace myself with my woman, I would only be lasting a couple minutes. However, I take my time and take it easy on PIV so I can last much longer than that. You have to know yourself and know when to not push it too far. If you begin to get close, continue at a slower pace or just take a second to gather yourself. Maybe put on a condom to reduce the sensitivity for you. Whatever you introduce, whether it be toys, condoms, numbing lube, cock ring w.e. Make sure to introduce it as something you want for yourself and ask her to humor you by letting you try it. Do not say it's for her and put pressure on her to cum, cause that will take you backwards, and also scream that you're not listening to her. You should focus on her for the foreplay, and when she's close then do the deed. She'll cum and she can get you off after, or you can keep going till you cum and she comes again. Cock ring to prolong your erection? Dildo. 1. You are doing good by asking for help. 2. Use a cock ring in rubber or latex. 3. Toys. They are awesome, that can handle a lot and the air for different parts. 4. Rub one out before, and go for the foreplay. And last but not least, if she say she's fine, she is. Try those control type condoms. Extra thick and has a mild numbing agent inside. Update. My girlfriend, 25F, loves to watch me work out. It makes me, 26M, uncomfortable. Original. I got some great advice. I used almost the same format suggested by a commenter to talk to my girlfriend. She didn't react well. She instantly jumped to me not being attracted to her. I tried to tell her it was not about attraction but about my safe space and routine. She didn't believe me. It put me in the spot where I was consoling her for breaking my boundaries. It was hard. I realized that I have done this a lot. I have slept with her when I was not in the mood just to not hurt her. I have been put on the spot to prove that I am attracted to her. I can't even bring this up without her breaking down and making it about her insecurities. I really don't have the energy to deal with it. I understand that she has insecurities, but what has dawned on me is that she uses her insecurities as tools to manipulate me into doing things she wants. I am thinking about breaking up with her. We live together, so it is hard, but thankfully our lease ends into 2 months and I won't be renewing it. I will probably move out to my brother's. I have not broken up with her yet. I am just working up to courage to handle the fallout. She is not a bad person. I don't think she is trying to manipulate me. She just does, and I don't know how to get through to her. She is a good person, but I feel my emotions and vulnerabilities have no space in this relationship. I really had hoped this would work out. Too long did not read. My girlfriend didn't react well. Dismissed my concerns and made it about her. I am going to break up with her. Why are her feelings the only ones that matter in a two-person relationship? Doesn't matter if she's insecure or not. That's a fight she has to beat rather than forcing you to mitigate her struggles entirely. We all want our lives to be how we want and everyone do what we want. But that's not going to lead to successful and fruitful relationships in the long term because one person takes all the toll, and that's exhausting and a killer. Straight up, if you're uncomfortable with something, gotta let them know ASAP. Life's way too short to let someone do something you don't like. I don't think she is trying to manipulate me. She just does. Whether she's consciously doing it or not is not the issue. The issue is she's not listening to you when you express yourself. I think you've made the right choice to leave. I like to watch my boyfriend work out, but he told me it made him uncomfortable, so I stopped. It really wouldn't be a big deal. Speaking as someone who was like your GF, and found my BF's boundaries hard to listen to, due to my own insecurities that I didn't work on, breaking up is the way. Good on you. He broke up with me, it sucked for the longest time, but it made me look into myself for the first time in my life. Learned a useful lesson the hard way, but he did the best thing for himself and for me. Breaking up with her is the right move. Being insecure is no excuse to harass your partner. And what she does is harassment. continuing to objectify you after you've asked her to stop, and guilt-tripping you into having sex when you don't want to. Well, there's a word for that. If you are walking on eggshells constantly, that is a sign you are with an abuser. She may not consciously do it, just behaves the way that was modeled for her growing up. Good man. Stay strong. My 32M girlfriend, 26F, went out to dinner with a guy she met at the bar. We've been dating for 3 years. I recently had to move to another state for work, about 60 days ago. The plan is for her to move down in the next month or two to be with me. Prior to this, we'd lived together for about 1.5 years. Last night, she stopped off at the bar on her way home from work, as she sometimes does. She ended up telling me she was going to get tacos with an employee that works there. In fact, driving him to the restaurant as he didn't have a car. She told me she'd be home ASAP, but I didn't hear from her for nearly 2 hours, during which I'd sent her a text, "How's it going?" So I finally hear from her, "We're just talking eating tacos." About 30 minutes later, she tells me, "Babe, we're at 4X bar now. We're just talking, different bar than where he works." I told her I was really uncomfortable with the situation, and she left quickly after that. She apologized and told me she shouldn't have done that. There's been an issue in the past with her texting guys she met inappropriately. That doesn't factor into this situation, but it does factor into how I feel she might be inclined to act, given that history. It's bothering me. I certainly don't want to be controlling, but I don't think she'd be okay if the situation was reversed. I've always been relatively insecure and have been cheated on in a couple of past relationships, so I know I can have a tendency to overthink things. Should I bring this up to her tomorrow again to let her know how it's making me feel? She certainly has problems with her boundaries. They were just eating tacos and then next thing you know they're already at a bar after 2 hours of radio silence? What could have happened if you hadn't texted? It's not at all controlling to have hard boundaries in a relationship, like not going on dates with other people, or worse. Could you elaborate on her texting guys she met inappropriately? Dude, please, it's not controlling to not want your girlfriend to go on dates with randos when she's in a serious relationship with you. If it were me, I'd tell her if she wants to act single, she's going to be single, and perhaps give her a couple days of no contact to think about it. Dude, PLZ, don't let her move with you. She went on a date with this guy, she knows it, he knows it, and likely slept with him. Wouldn't be surprised if she's sleeping around because she wouldn't see people there if she moved. Given her history, I would definitely leave. She's not girlfriend or wife material. I certainly don't want to be controlling. You're the opposite of controlling, a complete pushover. I've always been relatively insecure and have been cheated on in a couple of past relationships. Maybe consider that you keep getting cheated on because you're a doormat who dates shitty women who constantly step over common relationship boundaries. Should I bring this up to her tomorrow again to let her know how it's making me feel? No, you milquetoast oaf. You should break up with her and re-evaluate your partner choices before getting into another relationship. Seriously. Decent partners wouldn't go on dates with other people. Stop and think about why you keep ending up with these shitty women. There wouldn't even be a discussion over it from me. If your girlfriend is so bereft of any common sense in what is not acceptable when in a relationship, where you need to pull out the crayons for her to understand. I'd just move on and date an adult or someone who doesn't pull shady shit, then acts like they are just dumb to how wrong the choice was after the event. They're not, it's just manipulation usually. The only thing that you need to control here is your feet. There is no doubt that they both viewed this as a date. Do you have any dignity? If you do, there is only one option here. You know what to do. Don't be weak. If you let this slide and let her get away with it, she'll do it again and will never respect you. There's been an issue in the past with her texting guys she met inappropriately. That doesn't factor into this situation. LMAO, yes it does. She my prior sentence. You already let her get away with it, no wonder she doesn't respect you. You are a weak doormat. 99% chance they fucked. You are just far too stupid to realize it. She got picked up at a bar and almost certainly fucked this guy. Get a clue, dude.